but I wasn't.
Oh.
She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, I'm glad the music changed there because my mind is blown. Hello friends and welcome to Shadowfax Games. Tonight I am playing Her Story. I found this game as I was searching for more detective games in the vein of Return of the Obra Dinn and The Root Trees Are Dead. So this one definitely already has Root Trees Are Dead vibe. I don't know a lot about this game. I know it's actually an FMV game, which means it uses actual video. And I know it's searching through the videos for clues to unlock the story. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. I loaded up the game and it went right to this. So I guess search for murder. Okay. I wonder if I'm gonna need to take notes during this, so I will take notes. 4 entries found, so searching for murder. Got me 4 entries found. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like I said, the game just kind of dropped me right into this screen. I guess I could do the README. Introduction to the Logic Database. Computer technology is the backbone of modern police work. The Logic Database is one of the many continuing efforts to digitize our workflow and preserve evidence in a manner which will allow you to work more efficiently. In the coming years, computers will continue to be the most valuable item in your crime-fighting toolkit. This database contains footage transferred from the existing homicide and serious crime tape archive at Portsmouth. It has been automatically sorted using our ASR technology. Every statement made by the interview participants is stored separately so they can be tagged for submission to court. The audio has been digitally stenographed, and the content of the testimony is attached to each clip. To retrieve a clip, type in a word, e.g. robbery, into the search field. Click search, and the database will return all clips in which the speaker uses that word. To narrow a search, use multiple words, e.g. robbery supermarket. If you are working from a printed transcript, you can be even more precise. Use inverted commas to search for the exact match against the entire statement, e.g. yes, I was there. So that all seems pretty straightforward. To store a clip for later reference, click Add to Session. Also, if you wish to add additional tags of your own to help future searches, please click in the User Tags box and type in your desired tags. For any further assistance, please contact your department's Information Technology. Police Information Technology Organization. Okay. Really read me text. Hey! Here's the database. I filed a Freedom of Information form to get your guest access. Everything seems to work. They transferred the videos off the original tapes in 1999, and then the Y2K thing hit and they got mothballed. No one has touched them since. I couldn't find the server with the detectives' footage on. Possibly these tapes got damaged when the old archives were flooded in '97. But figured this would be enough. Take your time, SB. Wow, I have not heard anything about Y2K in ages, and if you're one of the people who was old enough to live through Y2K, it was such a nothing. I remember all the kind of panic isn't the right word, but all the kind of stress building up to Y2K, and then just nothing happened and the world kept going. Alright. log off, and rubbish bin. So I guess let's watch a video.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
I don't know. So that's from 1994, June 27. July 1.
Yeah, that's me. But February, I mean, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Simon's murder. Alright, so I need to keep in mind the date format is day, month, year, or I should say the actually the reverse of the correct format. I would say my preferred format would be year, month, day, largest number first, because that would makes things easier to sort. But this is definitely the more international date format. All right, so Simon's murder.
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person.
Okay, so on July 1, they're asking her about Simon's murder. On July 3, they're accusing her of Simon's murder. I wonder if I can use the shirts to tell which session this is a part of. So, June 27 is red shirt. July 1, blue shirt. July 3 is a gray shirt, and this next one also a gray shirt, so it's probably also July 3, and I noticed the background is different too. So just looking at this is MT room 3, MT room 3, int room B. So I don't know if any of this is important. I'm gonna find out. Shelves are empty. Room 3. And blue is int room B. All right, let me check out this last clip.
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please.
That's
you
all.
have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
So, yeah, that's also interim B. That's also July 3. Lawyered up at 12:05. When was this one? 11:26.
Simon, you've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person.
All right. Yeah. So let's search for Simon. Oh. Helps if I turn my keyboard on. 61 entries found, access limited to first 5 entries. So this is a different shirt than previously seen. This is in MT room 3.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work, mirror making, feature windows, artistic things, really beautiful things.
All right, let me put that in again. So, keeping notes is going to be tricky here. All right, I'm just trying to organize my process, make sure I don't miss something. MT room, dark blue shirt. I'm just trying to get a feel for when each thing is happening.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work, mirror making, feature windows, artistic things, really beautiful things.
Simon Smith. All right, so Simon Smith, is this the murdered Simon?
Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. I bought a photo. They said I should bring a photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have.
Okay, so that's at, these are all the 618 recording session in MT room 3. Are these in order by time code? 1917, 1918.
It's the Rockington Arms, The Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
Okay, so Rockington Arms. Let me watch that again.
It's the Rockington Arms, The Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
I need a better pen. Oh. I also, apparently, writing on this table is shaking my microphone, so I hope that's not going to be a problem. Alright, so I want to add to session, or no, not that one. How do I delete it from session? This is the one I wanted to add to session.
Yes, there's an Amstrad one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games, you know, climb the tower, save the princess, that kind of thing.
Interesting.
Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident. So what do we do next?
All right, so timeline. 6/18 is a missing persons report. Okay, I'm gonna narrow my search to Simon Smith. Is it just this one?
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work, mirror making, feature windows, artistic things, really beautiful things.
Yep, so we only have one clip of saying his full name, so I'm guessing if they're talking about just a Simon, it is going to be Simon Smith. But otherwise, it's going to be, otherwise they might say a different last name if they're talking about a different Simon. But Ernst Brothers Glass. It's just the same one again, isn't it? Yep.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work, mirror making, feature windows, artistic things, really beautiful things.
Okay, so then I wanted to look at this one.
It's the Rockington Arms, the Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
Okay, no. So I want to Rockington Arms. Just that one? She called it something else though.
It's the Rockington Arms.
The Rock. Here we go. So we've got some new info. So there's that one, of course. So hang on, when was this? This was this was 120. This is also 120.
So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. They had a job. He didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock, that's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning. It just isn't like him at all. Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again. So I decided to come see you. His parents haven't heard anything either.
Okay, I've got a new name there, Eric. And we've got a new session here. 6:25, okay. So, interestingly,
Oh God, I don't know. I guess the rock. We've spoken to everyone there. Someone must have seen where he went. I don't know. So many things could have gone wrong.
So, still haven't found him on 625. This is a new shirt, new recording session. Same with this one, I believe. 6:30.
No one has been in the last few weeks. We had a plumber come in 3-4 weeks ago. Someone summoned you from the rock.
Alright. Not sure how relevant that is. Is there really no way to just delete this from the... to the rubbish bin? I guess I could start the session over. Alright, but I want to hear about Peter and Susan. Let's actually just do Peter. Susan. Helen. One more. Alright. Helen is the barmaid at the Rock.
No. I think he spoke to Helen. She said he was upset about her argument, but I'm not sure what else he said. He likes Helen. He likes blondes.
Ew. Okay, so... spoke to Helen. They had an argument. I'm still not sure who this woman is. Alright, and then there was another name, Eric. Okay, so we're going back farther.
He was wearing a shirt, with a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like Paddington Bear. He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house.
Eric is Simon's boss.
Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier, and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back.
Alright. So Eric actually has 14 entries. I'll need to narrow that down.
Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one. He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with cash, but Eric convinced him to get one.
Eric is pretty involved for being his boss. This is 625.
Well, Eric was like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
Say that again?
Well, Eric was like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
Diane. Alright, I don't know how the guitar is going to come into this. Diane only found 5 entries total.
Diane is really nice. She helps out with the glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids. She used to look out for me when I worked there.
Eric, Diane, 2 kids, Simon and woman used to both work at the glass factory, I guess. All right. Jumping ahead to 627, I've already seen a clip of this one. Yeah, this is the red shirt.
Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time, it must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
Glasgow. Alright, I'll definitely want to check out about Glasgow. So I think at 627, June 27, he's already been murdered by June 27. Uh-oh. And we crashed. Yep, sorry, don't know what happened there. So by June 27, the murder has already happened. So I am, because she's talking about her being eliminated as a suspect. But Glasgow seems important.
Not really. He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diane is a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients. And the last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off CFAX, and I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
Got an achievement for have you ever eaten fennel?
Simon and Eric arguing? No, I can't imagine they'd be arguing. And they get on so well. Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist. But I don't know. You should ask Diane.
This is from July 1, and I believe July 1... No, it's July 3 where she's being accused of murder. Alright, let's look up Glasgow. 10 entries found. 627.
I got in the car and I drove. And just kept driving north. Just kept going, just wanted to get as far away as I could. When I finally stopped, I was all the way up in Glasgow. I was so tired. I just had to sleep. Yes. got to Glasgow, I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car. I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from a payphone, and then headed back. No, I don't think so. Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning.
So she says she's in Glasgow, but it seems like maybe no one saw her.
When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted. The streets were empty. I was driving badly. And I hit a taxi. Not a big crash, just paintwork. The guy was so pissed off because I didn't have a driving license on me. But when I told him I was pregnant, he made sure I got to the hospital so they could check me out. It was fine.
She's pregnant?
The hospital must have details when I was looked at. There's a scratch on the car.
Okay, so, taxi.
A police station. Yeah. When I was young, we ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing in London and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him. The taxi driver we paid to drop us off, I mean, we'd saved money, pinched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police. So they came and picked us up and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station. But I blamed everything on my friend Eve, so my parents let me off.
I wonder if Eve is still relevant. 7 entries.
Well, my friend Eve. I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid. And she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it. I mean, really hate her sometimes. Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once, and I held Eve's head underwater. There was no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach, and I held her head under, and I kept it out. And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown. But that was it. It was just a moment. We were made up after. It was a love-hate relationship.
Hannah?
What are you doing? I'm talking about Eve.
Okay, so is she Hannah?
Poor son.
Interesting. The way she jumped up there and kind of put her face back on. Yeah. So I'm going with her name is Hannah, so we have discovered her story is Hannah's story.
My mother called me Eve.
Well, that's bizarre. Her name's Hannah. Why did her mother call her Eve?
My name is Hannah. Hannah. It's a palindrome. It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work if you mirror it though, it's not quite symmetrical, but well, I mean, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith, I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Gladstone. In Portsmouth. Alright.
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Is that where she's... Well, she's strapped into a lie detector here. Is that where she's supposed to lie to give them a baseline?
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence. When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead. But I wasn't.
Oh.
She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, I'm glad the music changed there because my mind is blown. So we've got twins here. Okay, I've just... No wonder this game is so highly rated. What am I? I'm 30 minutes into this, nearly 40 minutes in, and my mind is blown. Holy cow. Okay. So, I've kind of got to go back to the beginning and try to figure out which session is Hannah and which session is Eve. Okay, so Hannah Smith and the missing / deceased is Simon Smith. So she's the wife of the... Oh man. My brain is hurting. Holy cow, that... Okay. So, I basically need to tear out what I wrote down already. Not tear out, but I need to start over. Okay. So... Hannah Smith. Married to Simon Smith. Sister is Eve. Alright. Okay. So, let's start very basic. Hang on. This is interrogation room B. (11/29/13) July 3. Okay. So. July 3. Interrogation room B. White shirt is Eve. Holy cow. Okay. Let's go back to, because here we have confirmation this one is Hannah. So, June 30. Empty room 3. Blue plaid? Question? Not plaid. Let's just say patterned. Light blue patterned shirt is Hannah. Alright, but shouldn't this be Eve, but she said she's Hannah. Okay, this is 7:03. I mean, this is July 3 at 11:27. 11:29. Is it a different shirt? It's the same shirt. They're both interrogation room B. But she says she's Hannah, but she's not.
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Okay. Let's try this again.
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence. When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead. But I wasn't. She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
Okay.
She recognized me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. There was a dollhouse. She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
I am getting lights flickering. There's a face here. Is this game haunted? Holy cow, sorry, my mind is still reeling. Holy cow. Okay, so let's start with Florence. Okay, yes.
Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. Take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
Okay, so... Oh man, what is going on here? Why is this flickering? Alright, so... Am I, as the player, Eve or Hannah? Because is that my reflection in the screen I'm seeing in the lights?
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror. She was me. Florence was a warm, kind person. But she was broken, I guess. When I found her diary, I also found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Older papers, letters, that kind of thing. Her story wasn't there. I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand, I guess. I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children, planned to have a large family, but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again. I guess it was harder, a war widow. One of the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know. No, it was just me and her. Eve was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and were going to try when he came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember, that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
Sorry, I am just... My mind is still reeling from that reveal. Yeah. War. One more.
When we weren't together, we'd send secret messages by tapping out a code that we'd learned from a book. The knock code. Something prisoners of war would use. We'd tap them out on radiator pipes or the attic floor. Dad thought we had mice, but they couldn't find any. Bought a cat anyway.
Okay, so... who is Dad in this scenario? Because this is still Eve, right? Yeah, this is still 703. Oh, okay. Just the one.
When we weren't together, we'd send secret messages by tapping out a code that we'd learned from a book, the knock code. Something prisoners of war would use. We'd tap them out on radiator pipes or the attic floor. Dad thought we had mice, but they couldn't find any. Bought a cat anyway.
Okay, do I need to know... Do I need to figure out Morse code? Because she's tapping there, but Hannah, this is Eve, Hannah was tapping in that other one when she was talking about what are you doing, talking about Eve. Alright, okay, I need to take a step back here. Oh. Okay, let me go through my history. War. Florence.
No. It was just me and her. Eve was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it, and I'm going to try.
Okay, so what did I search for before Florence? Was it Hannah?
Across the road.
Okay, not that one. I'm looking for a specific clip here.
She recognized me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. There was a dollhouse. She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
Okay. Attic. So 12 entries found, limited to first 5. Okay, I need to go back. Okay, so this is Hannah.
Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there?
Hairs. Okay.
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, and gave them all really elaborate stories. Once a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
All right, I don't know whether this is Hannah or Eve.
Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back. Me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, a dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
All right, so that's her and Simon. So that's Hannah. Okay, so June 25. Empty room 3, plain blue. This is Hannah. Okay, so right now the only confirmed Eve is the white shirt on July 3. Now, if I go back to it, was that the one they were accusing of murder?
Yes. I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play up there and make up our own stories.
Okay, so that's June 27. That could be either one. She mentioned reading a lot as a kid because she was kind of shut in. Eve did. Oh man, my brain is hurting. Okay, we are backtracking all the way to murder. Yes, so it's Eve.
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person.
Are we crashing again? I think we're crashing again. Ow. Yep. That is a little frustrating that this has crashed on me twice now. Alright, so I was looking at murder.
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
Okay, so can I, looking at this, figure out who, so hang on, this is plain blue. Is this on June 25? No, that's July 1.
Yeah, that's me. But February, I mean, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Okay, I don't know. Still don't know July 1 who it is.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
June 27, I don't know. Alright. The next thing I looked through was Simon. And this is June 18. This is the initial report.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work, mirror making, feature windows, artistic things, really beautiful things.
I haven't found anything from Ernst. Yeah, just that one. Okay. Back to Simon.
Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. And bought a photo. They said a spring photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have.
I'm guessing this is Hannah. I'm just looking for something to
It's the
confirm.
Rockington Arms, the Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they have in sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks. Yes, there's an Amstrad one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games, climb the tower, save the princess, that kind of thing.
I'm fairly certain this has to be Hannah, because she's the wife making the report. I haven't searched for Amstrad. Did I spell it correctly? So just the one. Okay. Back to Simon. The fact that this game made me feel like I have to go and rewatch everything I've already seen just because of the new information is so good.
Yes, there's an Amstrad one.
Amstrad zone.
Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident. So what do we do next?
Okay, so after Simon, I searched for Simon Smith, which only got me one. Ernst Brother, that only got me one. Rockington Arms.
It's the Rockington Arms.
Yep. So then I went to The Rock. Okay, so patterned blue is Hannah. Light blue is this June 25. It is, so that's also Hannah.
It's the Rockington Arms, the Rock.
Okay.
So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. They had a job. He didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock, that's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning. It just isn't like him at all. Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again. So I decided to come and see you. His parents haven't heard anything either.
This has to be Hannah, because she's talking about their life together and Simon's habits, so has to be Hannah. So all of these are Hannah.
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, I guess the Rock. You've spoken to everyone there. Someone must have seen where he went. I don't know. So many things could have gone wrong. No one has been in the last few weeks. We had a plumber come in 3-4 weeks ago. Someone Simon knew from the Rock.
Well, okay. Was worth a shot. Peter and Susan. Yeah, that only got me the same clue. Helen.
No. I think he spoke to Helen. She said he was upset about her argument, but I'm not sure what else he said. He likes Helen. He likes blondes. It's the Rockington Arms, the Rock. It's run by a nice couple. Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there? This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap?
They're looking for a blonde. She's saying that doesn't exist. Could Eve have gone in wearing a blonde wig, or could she have gone in wearing a blonde wig? Hang on, who is this? This is July 1. I haven't confirmed who that is, but likely Hannah. One, 2, 3. Are we crashing again? I wonder why it crashes so much.
This other person doesn't exist. I don't...
No, I saw that one. I wanted this one.
You want me to play something? I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. Okay. Probably needs tuning. No, it's okay. How about a traditional ballad? Should be right up your street. Sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. See, they both had a love for the captain's son, oh, the wind and the rain, but he only cared for the youngest one, oh, the dreadful wind. Oh, the eldest envied her sister fair, oh, the wind and the rain, with a pretty little face and her long blonde hair, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. So she pushed her in and held her down, oh, the wind and the rain, watched her as she slowly drowned, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, she floated up and she floated down, oh, the wind and the rain, floated till a ship came by, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out comes the captain's son, oh, the wind and the rain, Father dear, here swims and swan, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
Okay. Questions. This song seems to mirror very directly the story that Hannah told about trying to drown Eve. I'm gonna have to go and find that. So, the traditional ballad, did Hannah just make up that story based on this ballad? The ballad talks about blondes, but Hannah and Eve are clearly not blonde. Are they naturally blonde and dyeing their hair? Blonde hair was found at the crime scene, but it was also potentially a wig. So, I have got so many questions. This has already been such a rewarding game from the plot twist aspect. Mystery solving, still hunting for clues. It's all right. I think this may get harder as it goes along to find the relevant info. But in any case, thank you so much for watching this. If you like what I'm doing, please leave a comment, subscribe, leave a like. I appreciate all of that as it gets this content pushed out on the algorithm more. In the meantime, thank you for watching and have a great day.